So in this lecture, I want to take a look at some specific relations and see which of them have the three properties we talked about in the last lecture. Which ones are symmetric, transitive, and reflexive. And we'll also see some examples of a relation that doesn't have some of these properties. So this will give you an idea of the steps we need to go through to prove these things. So for this relation R, at first I'm defining this on the real numbers, and I'm saying x is related to R, x is related to y, if and only if x and y are equal. Okay, so let's take them one at a time, right? Let's look at the reflexive property. So I'm going to start off with a variable here. Let x be a real number. Then x is equal to itself, so x is related to x. It meets this definition here. Okay, how about symmetry? Is this symmetric? Well, if x is related to y, then what do we know? Then the definition here of our relation says x is equal to y. But because equality itself is symmetric, this means y is equal to x, and that means that y is related to x. All right, well, good, right? That's two of the three. How about the third one? How about the transitive property? Right, here we start with 2, right? We're going to start with x is related to y, and y is related to z. And my definition up here says this means that x is equal to y and y is equal to z. Well, because equality is transitive, this tells us that x is equal to z, which means x is related to z. And that's what I needed to show for this to be transitive. So that was a yes for all three here. And this one does show all properties. A little bit trivially, right? The equality relation, right? Equality of real numbers. We kind of already knew had all of these properties, so this one we kind of got it for free, right? So let's take another look at another example. This one will be a little more interesting. So the relation that we have here is the inequality relation. Right? We're starting off with real numbers again, and I'm going to define two numbers to be related if and only if the first is less than or equal to the second. Right, we actually already saw transitivity, right? We saw this in the last lecture, so I'll put that one on here first, just in case you didn't see that one. Transitivity. What do we do here? Well, if x is related to y and y is related to z, what does this mean? Well, this means x is less than or equal to y and y is less than or equal to z. And since inequality is transitive, this means x is less than or equal to z. And looking back up at our definition there, that means x is related to z. So excellent. We get the transitive property. Okay, how about, since we're kind of working backwards here, how about symmetry? Is this symmetric? Well, it turns out it's not symmetric. And remember how we show something is not true? All I need to do is find one counterexample, and they're pretty easy to find. 1 is related to 3 because 1 is less than or equal to 3. However, 3 is not less than or equal to 1, so 3 is not related to 1. So this one is not a symmetric relation. And finally, how about reflexivity? Reflexive. Well, to do this one, right, we start off by saying let x be a real number. X be a real number. Then x is less than or equal to x. So x is related to x. So this one is reflexive. Just barely, right? If we tweak that relation a little bit, if we made that strictly less than, for example, yeah, okay, then it would not be reflexive. We would still have transitivity, right? But we would and we would not have symmetry still. Okay, so I got one more example, but I want to just take a step back here for just a second and think about how we do these, because there's really two different methods going on here. In transitivity and symmetry, those two are kind of if-then relationships, right? So we start off with these assumptions, right? We start off assuming X is related to Y and Y is related to Z, and over here we would start off assuming X is related to Y, and then we need to show something. We need to show this other relation exists based on this. Showing reflexivity is a little different. We have to start by saying just pick some number out of the domain. Then we have to show that that number satisfies whatever the definition of the relation is. So I've got a third one here for us to look at, and this is a relation. This first is defined on just the integers, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to say two numbers are related to each other if and only if they are congruent modulo 4. Right? You remember what that means. That means that they have the same remainder when they're divided by 4. And that's a fine definition, but it's a little awkward to work with sometimes. And remember, back when we were talking about this, we were talking about number theory. There is an alternative definition. That's the one I'm going to use here. X is congruent to Y is equivalent to saying 4 divides the difference of X and Y. Right, and that's the definition that I'm actually going to use here when we're talking about these three properties. All right, so let's see. Let's start with the reflexive property. I know how to spell reflexive. There we go. The reflexive property. So first, remember what I need to show is that X is related to itself. Right, so say we start off, let X be some integer. Then X minus X equals 0. Since 4 divides 0, X is congruent to itself, mod 4, therefore X is related to X. And that's what we need to show, right, for this relation to be reflexive. All right, so how about symmetry? Is this relation symmetric? Right, to do this, we assume that X is related to Y, and I need to show that this means that Y is related to X. Right, well, if X is related to Y, that means 4 must divide the difference of the two. Well, if 4 divides X minus Y, then it also divides Y minus X. And if it divides Y minus X, then Y is congruent to X mod 4, so Y is related to X. So yes, this relation is symmetric. All right, so one more, transitivity. This is the one that usually seems to involve the most work. Is this relation transitive? Well, so what do I know? I start by assuming X is related to Y, and Y is related to Z. And what does this mean? Well, this means that 4 divides the difference of X and Y, and 4 divides the difference of Y and Z. Okay. Well, so here, I'm going to have to fall back a little more on the number theory definitions of divisibility. This means there exist integers m and n such that X minus Y equals 4 times m and y minus z equals 4 times n. All right, so now look at this, right? X minus y plus y minus z. This is equal to x minus z, and it's also equal to, make sure I get these in the right order, 4m minus 4n. This means x minus z is equal to 4 times m minus n. Excellent. So 4 divides x minus z, which means x is congruent to z mod 4. And that's what we needed to show. Right, sorry. So see if I can squeeze it in here. One more step. Therefore, x is related to z, which is what we needed to show. So here we have a relation, a non-trivial, that equality relation is a little on the trivial side because we kind of pick everything up for free from the properties of equality. Here we have a much less trivial example of a relation that does have all three of these properties. So now we've seen examples of several relations, some that have these properties, some that don't. What we're going to talk about in the next lecture is how we can fix it if a relation doesn't have one of these properties. Right? The idea there, we're going to create what's called the closure. It's actually a term that comes up frequently in mathematics, and you'll see what we do to come up with that closure is we just add more elements. Right? We add more ordered pairs to the relation until the relation has the property that we were looking for.